I'm wondering if, because we're now covering, I guess, music videos in reverse of the release order of singles, if more music videos are incoming. Because at this point, the order of tracks we've had thus far in the release pattern for Afterlife has been the title track, of course, for the album, IOU, Welcome to the Circus, and Times Like These. But then we got music videos for Times Like These, and now Welcome to the Circus. So are IOU and Afterlife next in that order? I don't know exactly. But, I mean, I find it interesting. It would be fun to cover either way. I mean, I had a lot of fun with the last video we looked at for Five Finger Death Punch Times Like These, which was a combination of both the track and the music video. I decided to cover both because typically the track, again, released in advance of that music video, but it took me so long to covering around, I just basically compiled the two. At this point, this is going to be a bit different in that I've already reviewed Welcome to the Circus in preparation of covering this music video. This is coming after the fact. So where I've given more thoughts exclusive to the song itself, and maybe some contributions will overlap here. You can consult that video if you want more of a detailed take on the song as it's illustrated on its own, without the music video. This is adding on another layer. But it's an interesting one. I mean, I'm a big Five Finger Death Punch fan, so I'm always game to hear more stuff from them, even if perhaps it's familiarized work for me. And in my opinion, Welcome to the Circus has been my top favorite on Afterlife. I'm going to listen to the album in full. I have it downloaded on my phone. I just had to finish covering Times Like These. It took me a while to get around to covering that one. And now I'm covering the music video that was introduced as a part 2 on the last music video. Again, I wonder, are Afterlife and IOU next in reverse order? I don't know exactly. But let me consult this music video and see what I think about giving this track an extra dimension. I mean, again, returning to that frenetic energy, just with that all-powerful FUD that Five Finger Death Punch is known for. Just staple favorite reason as to why I love these guys so much. I mean, it was such a good song on a first listen. I can't wait to add another layer to it. And maybe for some of you who haven't heard the original song, be ready. I mean, you're in for a powerful metal number. It's for sure. But, maybe you haven't been exposed yet to Five Finger Death Punch, and this is a first introduction for you. If so, they've got a wide variety of pre-existent albums you should go listen to, in my opinion. They're excellent metal artists. But let me give you a first introduction if you happen to be somebody in that position. Or if you've already heard the song, you know how good it is. I'm going to go ahead and cue up the music video, and as a convenience for those of you who are not as familiarized with my music-related coverage on this channel, I do try and provide every accommodation that I can, so if you're somebody that likes to read along with the lyrics of the piece, I will have those superimposed for you in the video on the bar down below as we proceed. They'll track along with the tune. Okay, here we go. Welcome to the circus indeed. And if you haven't seen, again, Times Like These, this is this is part 2. This is following the first track. This was included as the ending of the video. I love how it's so subtle too. You just hear it kind of coming in, right?
Welcome to the circus.
I love how they have that scaled down, by the way, in the volume, so it's just as much of a gut punch as it was to listen to when you first hear the track. Like, okay, we're going all in. That familiar FFDP sound. Love this song so much.
You've gotta kill somebody to thrill somebody. Everybody's got a reason to bleed. You've gotta kill somebody to know somebody. That motherfucker ain't me. Am I the only one?
Again, I love the motif of being of feeling separated and isolated from society. I mean, don't I get that? Self-appointed anomaly over here. Or pointed, maybe that's the wrong word, but I get it completely. I'm sure as time goes on, too, more people will find themselves in that position. Crazy world we live in. The song embodies it perfectly.
Grab your favorite stones, they came from broken bones. That's what happens when you sign on the line. There's no need for excuses, everybody loses. Only way you'll ever win is to die. You've gotta burn somebody to learn somebody. Everybody's got a Jekyll and Hyde. You're gonna
They really invested a lot into the costumes of these videos. Like,
everybody needs a reason to die.
I've never seen those types of masks before. Even in, I mean, some similar faces, like an anonymous mask, the Purge-looking people. I've never seen like whatever those white ones were. I've never seen really anything like it. Very artistically separated and isolated from what I'm familiar with. This section too, on that first listen that I gave to this track, perfect. This is my favorite section.
Ticky ticky task it. Time to burn the casket. Time to burn this motherfucker down.
It's just such a unusual verse, at least you get in the first listen. It was too funny for me. It's a creative mechanism for getting away from, I guess, the authorities of this dystopian world. I'm waiting to see if there's a tease. There wasn't a last video. Yep, okay. Whatever that'll be. I guess we're going in reverse of order here. I'm gonna say that I was right if it is IOU next. That'll be funny. It could be Afterlife. I might have it wrong, but it would be hilarious to have the tracks being released as music videos in a mirror image, right? Afterlife, IOU, Welcome to Circus, times like these, then times like these, Welcome to Circus, and going back in that order. That'd be hilarious. And the video itself, it's more so in one setting. I think the first video is a little more spacious. That song, though, is just so good. I mean, again, it perfectly mirrors, I would say, the energy of this world that is perfectly captured, I would say, by the disillusioned and rave-like setting where I guess... I'm trying to piece together how that fits. I mean, again, there is certainly a real-world application. When you listen to the song, you can hear the metaphors and interpret them according to where we are in the modern world today in regards to general society and culture, however you might, whittle that down. But trying to put it into the conceptual vision of what the artists have written as a more fictitious narrative in a sense. I mean, that's always the more mysterious part, and that definitely requires, I think, more time, more views, more consideration. So it's hard to do it in, a single one-off initial take, but... especially on a first impression. But I try to do the best I can, maybe the interpretation. I mean, the rave setting itself... I could see, again, how that fits into the overall materialization of the metaphor that you could apply, but trying to fit that again into the story... I guess that's the circus setting. That the powers that be have created. And then Ivan running in with I'm going to call it a drug torch or trumpet. Whatever it is. I think it's an interesting materialization, by the way. I mean, I've certainly seen sci-fi media that's interpreted a governing influence or hallucinogen like that in different ways. I mean, I don't know, the Dread film comes to mind. I mean, what was it, slow-mo? Was it the drug? So that was pictured a certain way. This had more of a geometric construction that I guess distorts vision. I was trying to picture together that was like more of a summoning call, or I mean, you saw those images in the video. I mean, I don't know. Again, I'm going on a fresh take interpretation here, so sometimes it's harder to understand the mindset of the artist, and it requires more time, more familiarity with the piece. It's still such a good song any way you look at it. I mean, really, it is my favorite on the album thus far, and I have yet to listen to Afterlife in full. That was the purpose, in fact, that got me back on board of covering them, because I did take a bit of a hiatus since I first covered Welcome to the Circus, and then I covered Times Like These. So now, because I have the entire album on my phone, I am going to listen to Afterlife and see what I think, but I've been very impressed thus far in the lineup of singles. The music video is interesting. Again, it fits, I think, in tone. It'll be interesting to see how the world expands, I guess in part 3, whatever that is. I mean, again, you can say I was right if it is, in fact, IOU. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it's another track from Afterlife as well that hasn't gotten a focus yet in regard to what I've covered on this channel. So maybe I'll be able to have a fresh song rather than one I've previously covered. I don't mind it. But, I mean, it'd be kind of fun to talk about some of the other works as well, because I don't tend to give, again, full-length album reactions on a general basis. It's pretty sporadic, because I got a lot of stuff that I cover and that I'm behind in covering. One of your guys' thoughts with the video for Welcome to the Circus, and maybe the interpretation of the lyrics and how it best fits the conceptualization from the artist's mindset, was clearer to you. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below as well, perhaps as maybe if you're approaching this video from a first impression, you've never heard Five Finger Death Punch before, or maybe in particular this song. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on it. Really, it is my favorite of the album thus far. I am a big metalhead, so the more aggressive energy from Five Finger Death Punch is known for, that fits with me immediately. And upon a first impression, I'm like, this is, again, I think the real headbanger of the group. It is a beautiful song, and I mean, just the lyric writing, it really struck a chord with me. But the video is a good compliment. I think it's pretty imaginative, but still in some ways very relatable interpretation. I have to dig, I guess, a bit deeper into it to better interpret it. We'll see what I think, but I mean, the quality of it was very interesting. It definitely fits, I would say, in the streamlined story with what Times Like These set up. So it'll be interesting to see, again, how this expands going forward, given we have a part 3 coming, I guess, any day now. Thank you so much for watching this video. Before you bounce, feel free to drop a like and comment, subscribe to this channel with a ding on the bell, and share this video with your friends. And consider checking out the description here. There you'll find links to my other channels, as well as addresses to my other social media accounts and ways you can help support my work if you feel so inclined. May God bless you, and looking forward to when our paths cross again.